So I'm trying to see that files, bro. She's probably gonna post it. Google is probably gonna delete it because, like, Didn't they say allegedly, what's it called, Bill Gates was, doing something, paid people and shit? Google is probably gonna take that shit down. First week, boom, site not unavailable. Site unavailable. Then after she's gonna disappear from the map, boom, she's not in there. Yo, then after a week later, she was found in critical condition in the hospital and passed away in the hospital. FBI gonna be like, they're gonna be on her, bro. They're gonna be on her. Just watch, bro. FBI gonna be on their ass, bro. And especially her saying, oh, she's gonna expose it. Right? Even though she didn't say it here, it's just by the title, ready to expose it. Bro, like I said, she needs to like already put like a date and a thing that automatically exposes it. Maybe they say the next date, because hopefully nothing bad happens to her. Because you know how they are. Hopefully, bro.
As well, Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend, who was sentenced to 20 years for bombing trafficking back in 2022 after she pleaded guilty to trafficking minors for Jeffrey Epstein. Next week or so, the reports are gonna come out that she was taking a shit. She stood up and she slipped and her head in the toilet, and unfortunately, well, she was an evil person, but still a loss of life is a loss of life. Unfortunately, she got unalived, but she will not be missed. Anyways, let's just move on. Oh, you don't think it's going to be an accident and they're gonna release like the yard's footage saying, see, you can see from the prison yard her cell over there. If you pay attention, here's a 11-hour clip proving that no one went inside her cell. And it was a total shit show. Literally, she was taking a shit, she stood up, hit her head, or they're gonna just make up something else. Why? Because she just agreed from a source that she is going to speak up about the client list. I knew it. I knew someone is gonna speak up. Just a couple of hours ago, Daily Mail exclusively revealed that Maxwell is willing to speak before a Congress about the so-called list. A source said that despite the rumors that Ghislaine was never offered any kind of plea deal, she would be more than happy to sit before Congress and tell her story. The part of the powerful people who are on the list just dropped into their asshole and they're thinking about their next strategy, how to shut her up. Are they gonna actually allow her to sit before Congress? Well, Trump said that, hey, let's just move on. It's not that important. We are done with it. No one else is getting charged. There is no list, and it's not that important because that creepy's dead. Let's leave him dead. Anyways, remember all the good things that we do for this country? Can we focus on those, please? Thank you. Let's not waste any oxygen on this case anymore. Now, the Trump administration is under heavy fire. That's one of the reasons Trump decided to. It was a horrible move, but he still decided to come forward and defend the attorney general and be like, hey guys, she's just doing her job. When I tell you, and quote unquote Nobody cares about him, okay? Let's not waste time and energy on this. I don't know if they're gonna pull a... Too late, case closed, no more speaking to the...
Borderline attraction is crazy because you think you're ugly, but everybody wants you. Like, you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, I'm okay. And then you grow up later and look at pictures of yourself and you're like, wow, I was the ish. Everybody liked me. Like, students, teachers, they all had crushes on me, especially teachers. Mr. Randall, my English teacher, probably. He was fine. Fine shit. He gave me an A on everything, and I never read a book in that class. So, I think he wanted me real bad now that I'm thinking about it. I have this. I say chase your money. Because Pluto's.
Congress, I will not allow it because we have more important things to talk about. Honestly, I won't be shocked if they pull that move. They've been pulling so many moves out of their asses, which is very obvious, and it's just so funny. Like, the way they're treating people and the comments they're making about this whole case and changing the story a million times to the left and right and going full roundabout on this whole situation. The words are kind of like chakalaka booming each other. She's saying one thing, she's saying one thing. They're like, no, I'm right. It's like, yes, but this. It's a whole chakalaka boom. Now, for some context, Maxwell and Jeffrey were dating, and once he was caught in 2019 and charged with chakalaka boom trafficking, she was also charged. She pleaded guilty, and she got 20 years in. Prison because she was the one bringing all these minors for Jeffrey, and Jeffrey, according to what I found, paid her $30 million for the services for her time, basically. Now, this is what she said about when she found out that Jeffrey got unalived in an interview.
No, he didn't. I don't believe he did. I believe that he was murdered.
Now, the source told the Daily Mail that no one from the government has ever asked her to share what she knows. She remains the only person to be jailed in connection to Epstein, and she would welcome the chance to tell the American public the truth. Now, she's a full-throttle donkey. She's an evil person. She deserves whatever she is getting. But in this situation, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend, let's just watch them go at each other's throat and expose each other, and all we have to do is just sit back and watch. And the reason why she hasn't been pointing fingers is because she hasn't received any plea deal. No one ever asked her anything. Hey, do you want to snitch? Question mark. We'll give you a lower sentence. She's been waiting for it, but no one asked her. No one wants to hear her story. She's just going down with Jeffrey Epstein. And they didn't really see her as a threat. That's why they didn't do anything about her. But now it's a different case. And now that she knows that, there's not going to be a plea deal and the government is closing the case. Well, they closed it. There will be no more charging. There will be no more investigation on the Jeffrey Epstein files. It is a GG, well played, game over. Let's start the next investigation on government corruption. That was so funny, by the way, when they said, we need to focus on government corruption. Even though with the whole files and, shit. But now that she knows, she was like, fuck it. She's in a fuck it all situation mindset where she's like, you know what? If I'm going down, all you donkeys are going down with me. And I say to that, fuck yes. Something I didn't know as well, that a French modeling agent, Jean-Claude Brunel, apparently he was an associate of Epstein and was arrested on December 16, 2020 by French authorities. But it's been reported that in 2022, he also died by unaliving himself before his trial could proceed. Very, very interesting. This almost feels like a movie, but this is real life. Therefore, Maxwell is the only one left serving a sentence for the trafficking crimes on charges of perjury, incitement, and conspiracy to minors, and the transportation of minors with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity. Now, her lawyer is also saying that she should have never been put up to trial, despite. The existence of a non-prosecution agreement promising in plain language that the United States would not prosecute any co-conspirators of Jeffrey Epstein. The United States in fact prosecuted Maxwell as a co-conspirator of Jeffrey Epstein. So they're asking for appeal and take a look at this whole situation as well, and trying to get her out before the 20-year sentence. For some context, if you're not aware, in 2008, Jeffrey Epstein was also arrested for minor trafficking involvements. But apparently they cut a plea deal for him that, just say plead guilty and you're going to serve 13 months. And in 2019, Labor Secretary Acosta was under heavy fire and he was forced to resign from all the backlash that he was receiving. And in his statement, he defended the 2008 plea deal, saying that he almost got away, so we had to cut a plea deal with him. That's the only reason we did it.
We did what we did because we wanted to see Epstein go to jail. He needed to go to jail.
Today, Labor Secretary Alex Acosta, former U.S. attorney in Florida, says accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein wouldn't have served any time in jail over a decade ago if his office hadn't stepped in.
Simply put, the Palm Beach State Attorney's Office was ready to let Epstein walk free. No jail time, nothing.
Because of a deal struck in 2008, Epstein pleaded guilty to state charges, including solicitation. Prostitution from a minor in exchange for avoiding federal prosecution. He was sentenced to 13 months, forced to register as a sex offender and make financial restitution with victims, what some critics have called the deal of the century.
So she's trying to use this deal of the century, even though she's not named whatsoever in the 2008 plea deal. She's trying to use that to get out of jail. But you know what I say? Just redeem yourself. Just redeem yourself by exposing whoever's involved. And just get a whistle. You know, I don't know if you can in prison or not. In case anyone, a bold-ass guy comes in with barcodes behind his head, just, you know... But I think the perfect situation in this case is just to record a video in case she gets unalived. Before her speaking, give a secretly recorded video to the lawyer, and if something happens, release that video. I think that's a perfect plan B in this situation. But there also is a chance that the government cut a deal with her, or the powerful people paid her to come forward and convince the people, hey, there was no list, in order for her to either get live a premium life in prison for the next 20 years, or cut that prison time short and get out earlier. This is like a 50-50 chance. This is something I'm afraid of. There's a very high possibility of she can be telling the truth, or she cut a secret deal with the powerful rich people involved in the list. And if they actually manage to pull this off, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to believe that, hey, well, she said it. I guess there is no list whatsoever. So let's just move on with our lives. I look forward to see whatever happens next. Stay tuned, because we're still waiting for the response from the, administration, how they're going to respond to Maxwell wanting to speak in Congress. No, gates are closed. Sorry. Come back again. In 20 years, maybe we can talk about it later. No one else is getting charged. No one else is speaking about this. So let's just not waste oxygen on this. It's going to be interesting to find out. Stay tuned for that. I look really forward to this, to the response and what happens next. I hope she actually steps on.
Hopefully, bro. Like, honestly, ain't no way this nigga is still not in jail, bro. Hopefully, he goes to jail. No, what am I talking about? I'm talking about, okay, so like basically, I don't even know what I'm chatting about, bro. Cause still ain't no way niggas are, bro, like there's so many people who probably did 1,000 victims and somehow no one's in jail. Only like one person's in jail for it.
And tells the truth. If she does, oh my god, it is going to be... That day is going to go down in history books, and they're going to talk about it for years to come. Not because of the acts that happened, but the names involved in those acts. Anyways, just wanted to share this with you. You take it easy.
Bare people, bro. Bare people. Maybe even more than 1,000. It's not even one time. Probably like a couple of times. There's a lot of times, bro.